friends, and welcome back to Kevin's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions when John and I are the Tweedies playing board games. And today, it's the end of the month, I'm going to be doing some painting videos. And basically, so I don't have what I need to build another force. So I decided to do something a little bit different. And I haven't really done too much with the clans. So in the game Battletech. So what I put together is a star of battlemechs for clan Hell's Horses. And so first off, we got, well, let's start off with the one that's gonna spearhead it all, because this is the one that I have the Mech Warrior card for. This is Shadowhawk. Then you got the Executioner, the Mist Lynx, Viper, and last but not least, the Vapor Eagle. Okay, so I looked up the colors for Hell's Horses on Camo Specs Online, and it is black with red, I think it said red highlights or accents. I forget how I put it, with gold trim at the edges of the red. So that I'm going to try my very best to get done. It's not going to be easy, but I do have gold paint, so I'm going to do my best on that one. And we'll see how far I get with how well I do with the rest of it. So yes, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to prime these, and when I come back, I'm going to start the base coat of black. So I'm not going to use the black primer. I'm going to use the gray primer, but it'll be a base coat of black because, yeah, I remember when I did the aliens models, black on black didn't really work out. Didn't look so great on camera. Well, I learned my lesson. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer is now dry on these battlemechs, and so let's get started for the Clan Hell's Horses. Honestly, I mean, unfortunately, I don't know the lore of this game as much as I probably should. But this is a clan that I've never really heard of before, and I found it intriguing, especially that the main color was black. So I'm thinking that while I do this base coat, I might actually do the edges of the bases as well. Well, we'll see. But of course now I'm going to have to do things a little bit differently, because normally I would use gunmetal to do the got the tick from there now. I would use gunmetal to to paint on the weapons, as well as what would be a cockpit window. Well, gunmetal is not going to show up on this, so I chose a different color, copper. Yeah, you know something? With all this that's going on here, I'll wind up with black paint all over my hands, and probably wipe some of it off of these pieces. So I'll do the pieces first, and then when I'm doing details, I'll do the base then. And this one here has got a lot of details. I'll still do the wash, although I don't know how much it's actually going to show up. It might show up more on whatever details that I put on it, because there's going to be red, kind of like red red trim, or red accent. I think it's what it said, with red. And I'm sorry, with gold around, like, and as a trim on the red. So should be interesting. I mean, this is a color scheme I never really thought of, I would never even thought of doing. So that's part of what really kind of drew me into this. And who knows, maybe one day, while when we're doing Tabletop Jones, we'll pull this one out when we decide to include the clans. I don't know if we're going to include the clans right away. We might just start exclusively with Inner Sphere units. Because I mean, it's like with my friend John, I'm just just now getting a little bit into the game with just for the playing aspect. Right now he's not familiar with, not that I'm really familiar with it, but he's not really familiar with the lore at all, and don't know if he really has the time for it right now, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. Boy, this one piece is taking quite a bit of time. The other ones are smaller, or kind of smaller. Yeah, I'm really just trying not to drip any of the paint on this nice white shirt of mine. Yeah, this is actually something I hadn't worn in a while. All the other long sleeve shirts I have in a hamper because I'd been sick and I just wanted to wash them. And I don't do my laundry until tomorrow. Because today, which is Saturday, is generally the day I do all my videos. Well, actually, next week's going to have to be an exception, as I have a nice birthday celebration planned for my son. So I have to figure out what day I want to change it to. So when I come, like I said, when I after I let the base coat dry, when I come back, I'm going to be using copper to make all the weapons stand out, and to make the cockpit window stand out as well. Sorry, I got a little quiet there. Sometimes when I'm trying to get a specific part or area, I get into a little bit of a deep concentration. Yeah, lost in thought. I'm finding like little spots here and there. I just gotta kind of poke with the brush in order to get it all. And I do realize I'm getting a lot of black paint on my hands, on my fingers. No, it's like I always say, if you see me and I have paint on my hands, paint on my fingers, you know I had a good day. Because I do enjoy this. It's like I've always said, like I said in past videos, you know, you gotta enjoy, if you have a hobby, you gotta enjoy it, because then what's the point of having it? Yeah, this is just one of my hobbies. Unfortunately, I do have a hobby I haven't been able to keep up with. I haven't been able to do anything with for almost a year now, and it's my comics. You know, all I can say is, I mean, you know, I've mentioned before, I am divorced, and unfortunately, you know, divorce payment. Well, the divorce payments made me dependent on overtime, and since overtime has been, you know, on and off, you know, very much on and off over the last year or so, I just was not able to put the money aside to keep up with my comics. So when I am finally able to get back into that hobby, I'm going to have a lot of ground to make up. And I promised myself that I would, you know, kind of like go in and get all the issues, you know, that I'm missing, and get current with all the books that I normally collect. One day. Fortunately, that day is not today. Okay. Alrighty. 3 more to go. Yeah, that's the difference with the clans in the Innisphere in this game. The Innisphere, they put together units in groups of 4, call it a lance. In the clans, it's groups of 5, and they call it a star, like for the 5 points of a star. Yeah, there's a book actually called, you know, they have out called Total Warfare. It has a lot. It has, I think it has pretty much every rule for every different type of unit that you can have. You know, it has it's, I mean, it's a big book. You know, big book. It has explanations of everything. It also has how the units are all made up. Like, you know, basically going all the way to you know, having like a legion of units. Well, at least that's for the inner sphere. But for clans, everything, like I said, is stars. So they got, so talk about 1, it's a star. You talk about 2, it's a binary. You talk about 3, it's a trinary. Yeah, the one thing I do have to look for is, because I know sometimes the you know, they say with the clans, it's, they don't really use vehicles, although some, you know, they do have them available for them. So it's like, you know, there's a lot I have to look up when I'm building the forces, because I haven't built a force for the clans yet, but I will at some point. Yeah, so, I mean, not just for the purpose of this channel, but also for, you know, the other channel where we actually played a game, Tabletop Jones. Or, you know what, I mean, from time to time I might use this game, you know, certain like types of scenarios as exclusive content on Patreon. But anyway, So the goal is to put together as many forces as possible for as many factions as possible, so we could have as many choices as possible. Damn. Splattering paint all over my fingers. Alright. I think I got, nope, just a little bit here. Because let's face it, painting black on gray primer, if I miss something, it's going to be visible. Okay. So I'm pretty much close to being done with the base coat. I mean, most everything else is going to go, most likely a bit quicker. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in red that I'm going to put as trim on, with the gold. Not sure what I'm gonna do yet, or how I'm gonna do it. I mean, I've seen examples on the Camo Specs site, and it's like I've seen a lot of people doing things like flame designs. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's my first time doing this faction, so, I keep it a little bit simple. All right. Yeah, because sometimes, it kind of, like the plastic kind of dips because of like whatever feature they're presenting, but it does make it a little hard to paint sometimes when it does that. That's why I got to kind of jab it, like instead of a nice stroke, I got to go, got to poke at it like in there. All right, okay, I think we're just about done here, and yeah. Okay. Woof. Oh, boy, that felt like a marathon just now. Alright, definitely have to leave the black paint out to get the base later. Alright, so I'm going to let that paint dry, and when I come back I'm going to start with well, first I'm going to do the weapons and the cockpit windows in bronze, and then after that I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the red. I haven't figured that out yet. I might just do simple patterns, and then just try to outline it with the gold. We'll see. All right. So anyway, stay tuned. Let this paint dry, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and that black paint has now dried on these Battlemechs. So let's get to it. All right, make this look nice and unique. Okay. All right, so I see mainly these weapons on the arms. All right. Oh, what's going on, but it is a bit subtle, so not sure if that's good or bad. Oh, there we go, a little brighter. Yeah, this is definitely going to look different than what I normally do. All right. All right, I need a more like a thinner point in order to get some. This one, the cockpit, looks like two freaking eyes, so I got to get something a bit more pointy. Ah, there we go. Okay, now I'm not really seeing anything that's obvious as a weapon, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go to this one. And oh, we got this one here. Oh, we got this one here. All right. Ooh. Got two little guns here on the side of the torsos. Torsos, as if there's more than one. And that's all I'm really seeing, and it's the same thing with the cockpit. It's like a little dot right there. Okay. And I had a nice little drip go on my finger. Alrighty, so here, okay, we got something there, I got something there, and there and there. Okay, a little bit. Got that one. Now let's go with. Oh, wow. All right. I really do like the way this is coming out, actually. Okay. I'm gonna have to thoroughly wash my hands after this one. All right. Got that. Oh, got that. Look at that. Okay. All right. Don't really see anything else other than what I just painted. I just want to get some of the excess off. All right, now this one here. Okay. Okay, I had to do a little bit extra on that one. Okay, I think the copper was a good choice. It is standing out. Let me just not drop it. All right, next, let's get some red in there and see what we can do with it. All right, so let's see. I know this is kind of basic, but like I said, you know, it's my first time with this faction, so I just want to get something simple in there. All right. We'll do red on each of them because I want to do the red first before I do the gold. Okay. Oh God, I just knocked the other one I just did clear off the thing. All right. All right. And okay. Oh, this one's going to be interesting because the legs turn the other way. All right, so let's just... so let's get a little bit further down. Okay, not too bad. And oop. Okay. All right, that's that. And a little bit on the thigh. Okay, so that's the red. Now, I'm debating whether or not to wait and come back and do the gold or to do it now. I'm thinking of doing it now, especially since, well, the gold is... Oh, wait, let's see, is it? Okay, good. Kind of pasty. But it is doing the trick. All right. All right. And yeah, all right. It's not too bad, not too bad. It's actually showing up quite nicely, in my opinion. All right. Well, showing up better on some than others. Okay. Alright. Actually, I might not do the wash with this one, with these, because it's, you know, already black paint, and the wash is basically watered down black paint. And especially now with the way this gold is going on, you know, it really looks kind of worn. Alright, one last one. Then we just take a break and let this all dry, and I'll put labels on and all that other stuff. Yeah, definitely got to get another bottle of this. Okay. I did the gold as best I could. Some of these Battlemechs, it came out pretty good. Others, not so much. But it's all good. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like I'm trying to win a contest. Alright, so I'm going to let that paint dry, and when I come back, it's going to be just the basing. I'm not going to do wash on this because honestly, I don't even think it's going to show up. So yeah, so when I come back, the labels will be on, and we'll do the basing. Alright, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the paint is dry, the labels are on, and I did this off camera. I actually forgot to touch up the base, but like I said, I did it off camera because I didn't see the point to come back just for one little thing, you know. Alright, so I'm gonna get the terrain on, and in honor of the storm that's about to hit us, I'm gonna use snow. Besides, like I've been saying in the last couple of Battletech mini painting videos, I have quite a bit of it. Oh. Helps if you open the container of glue now, doesn't it? Alright, and here's here we go. And as I've said before, you know, if you're gonna do, you know, if you're gonna do this type of terrain, whatever brush you use for the terrain, because you got to use glue to keep it, you know, to keep it on there. Pretty much that brush is now designated for the terrain, because once you get glue on those bristles, you're never getting it out. Okay, ooh, I got quite a bit on there. I hate when that happens. Okay. I do have quite a bit on here. Hope it doesn't mess things up. All right. Okay. They might be hell's horses, but they're going to be in the snow, in the cold snow. Cold snow that I might have to shovel all by my lonesome. Luckily, I don't have much to, you know, to shovel, because I'm in the cul-de-sac I'm in. It's like when they designed it, they did not put sidewalks. So it's basically just the stairs, the landing that I really have to shovel. I'm not going to do my driveway because I do not have a car, so I don't see the need to do my driveway. And let's face it, during a heavy blizzard, because that's pretty much what we're getting, no one's going to come visiting. I might be putting on a little too much, but I do eventually have to, because I am running low on the, well, starting to run low, but eventually I'm going to have to get a new glue. Alright, this could be the last one. Alright. Alright. And that's that. Like I said, because of the nature of the color of the Battlemechs, being that it is already black, I'm not going to do the the wash, because basically it's not even going to show up. Let me wipe the tip of that. All right, so let's get this ready to present. And here we go. A star of Battlemechs, painted and based for Hell's Horses, for Clan Hell's Horses. All right, well, that's all I got for today. I hope you like this. I hope you found this entertaining. Please like, subscribe, and share. Sharing these videos is the best way to support the channel, to support me. Could also go to Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same there. Like, subscribe, and share the videos there. We're trying to reach as many people as we can. On this channel, I'm currently at 59 subscribers. I'd like to make it to 75 relatively soon. On Tabletop Jones, we are up to 31. We'd like to make it to 50 so we could live stream games. And maybe, like I've been saying, you never know. Maybe this will be the game we live stream. Who knows? And also, please check out my Patreon. It's basically Kev's Hobby Showcase. I call it a Kev's Hobby Showcase exclusive. A lot of these videos will be on there as free content, but also I will be making I make exclusive content that you do have to become a member for. So if you can, please do. Please check it out. I hope you like it. Like I said, hope everything is entertaining and that it's enjoyable. All right. So anyway, thank you again for watching. Please, take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and I will see you again.